Hi, and welcome back to the Cables RC channel. Today we're going to look at the Suchiyu 16103 Gantry Pro, the latest in the series of Suchiyu vehicles for the 16th scale RC cars. This one is in the Jeep style with a brushless motor. So we're going to take a look at this today, unbox it, we'll take it out for a speed test and bash it around a little bit and see what kind of car this really is. Let's get to it. This is the Suchiyu 16103 Pro. It's in the Jeep style body, four-wheel drive, made by Suchiyu. It's on the same chassis as the 16101 and the 16102s. It's sold under several different brands, some of which have slightly different features, like steel wheel hubs instead of plastic. This model features a brushless motor, a middle gear transmission, metal drive shafts, ball bearings all around, a steering servo, a 35 amp ESC, and metal gears in the differential. Let's open this up and see what comes inside the box. Included in the box is the RC car itself with the plastic Jeep style body held on with 4 body clips. It has a roll bar on the back and LED lights on the front grille and above the windshield. Also included is the standard 2.4 GHz radio transmitter with the wheel for steering control. It has adjustments for steering trim on the left and dual rate on the right, as well as the on-off switch and a reversing switch. It's 3 speed, so it's great for beginners. It has low, medium, and high speed, and another channel switch for controlling the LED lights. Also included in the box are 3 batteries, 7.4 volt lithium batteries at 1500 milliamps that'll give about 15 to 20 minutes running time each. Also included are the wheel wrench, a Phillips screwdriver, extra body clips, the owner's manual for the 16103 Pro version, as well as decals and instructions for how to put the decals, where to put them on the gantry body. In addition, you get a battery charger and a pigtail that lets you charge all 3 batteries at the same time. Suchiyu manuals are pretty thorough and a good resource to hang on to for future needs for replacement parts. It explains all the different assemblies on the car, has exploded view drawings, and includes part numbers, which will be important when it's time to reorder parts. You will break parts eventually on this car, especially if you're bashing it around a lot. And this manual has great resource in terms of the part number and the actual part you need to order to fix your car and get it back running. Parts for Suchiyu cars are readily available and pretty affordable. You can find them on Amazon and AliExpress. The body on this car is in the Jeep style and comes in a couple of different colors. This one's obviously white with black and red trims. It does come with a plastic protective coating, so make sure you remove that before trying to add any decals. I learned that the hard way. Let's take the pins off and pull the body off and see what's under the hood. There is a wiring harness for the LED lights underneath the body, so you want to be careful when you're taking that off. There are 2 plugs for LED lights that are on the front grille on the Jeep style, Jeep looking body, and also above the windshield at the front of the car. The lights at the back of the car are just for looks and don't actually function. The body itself features a heavy plastic grille and bumper at the front of the car to protect it against bashes. There's also a bumper at the rear of the car to provide protection to the rear axle and suspension parts. The chassis on the Suchiyu is a composite plastic with bumpers attached at the front and rear of the car. There are also a couple of metal pieces to protect the pins on the front and rear suspension arms. The chassis also features a metal stiffener piece, which you see here in red, that extends between the front shock tower and the rear shock tower. This helps to add some strength and rigidity when going over some big bumps in this car. The front suspension features plastic upper and lower suspension arms, a plastic tie rod that is not adjustable, metal CVDs, plastic wheel hubs, and friction shocks. The metal CVD is a nice feature and extends from the front differential into the plastic wheel hub, where there are ball bearings both inside and outside the hub. That plastic wheel hub can also be upgraded to a metal hub if desired. The plastic suspension arms are attached to the wheel hub with Phillips screws on the plastic pivot balls. The rear suspension also features plastic upper and lower suspension arms held onto plastic wheel hubs. There are steel dog bones between the rear differential and the wheel cups. The plastic suspension arms are fastened to the wheel hubs with Phillips screws over plastic pivot balls. The rear suspension also features friction shocks like the front suspension. Also like the front suspension, the plastic wheel hubs feature ball bearings on the inside and outside of the hub. In this view, you get a better look at the plastic wheel hub with the 12mm hex nut where the wheel fastens onto. You also see the plastic balls where the suspension arms attach to. The Suchiyu cars, even the Pro versions, come with friction shocks. That leads to a lot of bounce in the suspension and very little dampening effect that you would otherwise get with oil-filled metal shocks. Fortunately, these can be upgraded and replaced, and we suggest that you do that before taking it out and trying to run it over some rough terrain. Let's check out the electronics. The battery compartment is on the rear right side of the chassis, held on by a bracket, and features the Dean T-style plug. The steering servo is fastened to the chassis on the right side in front of the battery compartment. Opposite the steering servo on the front left side of the chassis is a 35 amp ESC with the on-off switch. This ESC is combined with a built-in receiver that communicates with the radio transmitter. This car is powered by a 2840 4000 kV brushless motor that gives it all the power it needs for a 16th scale race car. Even with a 2S lithium battery, at high speed, if you jump on the throttle, your front wheels are going to be popping up off the pavement. Now that we've seen everything on the inside of the car, let's take it outside for a test run, see what kind of speed we can get out of this car, and let's go bash it around a bit and see how it performs on dirt and gravel. We mounted our GPS unit on the back side of the Jeep body, and even at medium speed, we got this car up to almost 26.3 miles per hour. It's really got a lot of get up and go. Here are a few clips that'll give you a pretty good idea about how this little car is going to perform on different road surfaces. This was in a grass field with a lot of wood chips and dirt, and in some of the later video clips we'll show you how it performs on gravel. There is no doubt about it, these little cars are fun to bash around out in the gravel in the parking lot. When we get 3 or 4 of these together, my grandkids and I have a great time running these cars around. They are durable and they're fast, and we really do have a great time. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our video, and if you did, punch that like button, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and hear about future videos as we get them published. For now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next Cables RC video.